and then not have to push any buttons. So it's a nice little time saver that you get there. All right, that's the brow. I got him. So shout outs to George the Fat Man Sanger. He's the composer for a lot of the music in this game. These are all Sanger bangers, as I like to call them. There's a bunch of us that are fans of the Fat Man. Pick up an extra first aid kit just in case. You never know when they come in handy. We're at First and C again. Do not adjust your television set. We are here a second time. It just so happens that the way that the game works, the game will give you a handful of stages that are duplicated, technically. Like the clue that I get there, I'm actually supposed to get elsewhere. I'm supposed to actually collect that at the pier, but for some reason, the game also populates that at First and C and just lets you collect it there, and it's significantly easier and less inconvenient. So this is the Ace and C Bank. This bank was knocked over by masked gunmen, which means I assume they're enormous to knock over a bank, right? We shot that guy. He was unarmed. That was intentional, though. We did that because otherwise he punches us and basically screws up the timing, such that we will almost certainly take a boatload of damage from all of those falling safes that we don't want to deal with. So we're going to skip all of that nonsense. All right, we walk right back into the bank. It is now a different stage. This guy's going to try to punch us, but he will miss. These guys up here, we're going to shoot them, and this is honest to God for lag reduction, and also to not let them melt us on the way back. Okay, so we're almost done. We have one more place to go. So yeah, that was always a problem for me as a kid. I didn't realize that I had to go back to the bank to do some additional investigation at the same place I had already been to. But we're coming up on the end here, folks. We've almost gotten to the end. A couple of other little things about how this game works. This is where Big Boy Caprice is hanging out. He is not a suspect in this case. He's not a suspect. They don't tell you where he is. You have to find this guy completely on your own. Alright, just wanted to say that. It's important to know, I think. Ow! Don't shoot me. What do you mean? Also, an excuse to listen to a little extra music on that overworld. It's some pretty awesome music, I think. Alright, I'm gonna grab some Super Punch and some more tear gas. We're in a good place. I'm gonna try to make these jumps. This is a garage with all the cars. And these jumps are pretty tight, but luckily once the lag hits, you get a little bit longer to react, I think, so it's not all bad. Gonna walk off here. Hopefully one of these rats will be our buddy. Oh. Hello. There we go. Grab a Super Punch. Hey, another rat buddy. Thank you. Let's switch over to our first aid, because we'll be ready to go here. We're walking down to 4th and H. We've got all the evidence we need. We can put Big Boy away forever. So real quick, I just want to say thank you to Junkyard Dave for having me and having this game on. I think this game's awesome, and I'm always happy to show it off. So it's actually a super neat game casually, I think. It's you know, like I said, there's some red herrings. It's kind of difficult, but it's fair. I think it's a good amount of fun.
Nice. Oh, for a second. Stay you. Whew. What do I need for this game? Many notes, interesting aspects of the game. That's Yonoid. That can go away. That can go away. That's the first one. No. It says it's updated. Whoa. I was supposed to grab that at the... I got it. Click this. Whoa. This controller, man, needs to be replaced. I don't know who I angered. But it's possessed, man. That was weird. It's okay. Go down here. Oh, well, we're gonna lose it now. I mean, if we would lose it, it doesn't really matter. It's 3 dots. Oh, we missed it. All because of that jump. All right, but I think we're about good. Can't use both. Have it captured via Twitch. Otherwise, if I'm local in a call, take broadcast play. So either okay, got it. Do this. Look what I'm doing here based on what he tells me. I didn't realize how he's doing it. This is all messed up. So it's going all the way down. Just die and redo it. I'm actually curious if this messes this up or not, because we never lose a guy here. At least not at the beginning. Well, let's just do the same pattern and see what happens. It's all messed up. Don't ever lose a guy in this game ever. It messes up everything. Oh my goodness, this would be absolute disaster. Am I on the right level? Yeah. Why is it red dot? Did we learn something? Just by sheer luck? I thought there was a green dot on this level. If I can cycle them by dying, that is a game changer, maybe. But it takes a long time to respawn. But if you can somehow get a green dot on the final level, that's kind of interesting. That's like super interesting. But I think we did satisfactorily enough to say we're about as ready as we're gonna. Of course, I'm not feeling well today, so it's not helping. You never know how that's gonna go, so... Supposedly we were supposed to eat... Whoops. Eat now. We're eat him too. Alright. At what point were you supposed to eat all of this? I mean, it worked. Oh, we're supposed to get it on the way down. Okay. Nope. Alright. What did he say? I know Discord works alright. Just thinking... Okay, so I think we're gonna stream this to Discord, and I'm just gonna record locally. So we're gonna... I don't even know what I need to mute. Hello, thank you. It doesn't matter now. Not a channel admin. Stop doing that panel. There's so much Barney happening right now. In before we get bopped on the first guy, right? I mean, of the 3 games, which would be the worst to get bopped on? Is it Pac-Man? Because the others are like something bad could just happen. Something bad could just happen, and there's just nothing we can do. We know how to fix it the best we can. Boko, we can't fix it. I know how to fix it because we just have backups. That's it. Look at this. There's no controller. Hey, Barney. What is this game? Oh. What is even happening? Oh boy. Oh, there's actually, what, 1, 2, 3? There's 4? Legitimately effort put into those sprites. Maybe 4 or 5, It's duck. I think somebody has that duck. I know somebody has the stop sign. Just hope my controller does decide not to do anything dumb. But the first game should be okay. The second game, I don't know what's gonna happen, but we do as best we can with it. I'm just watching for the signal because they have 15 minutes on the estimate, but we're pretty close. Oh, oh, I should probably start up my browser. Well, then again, if this commercial break. Oh, I was eating a ghost. I'm like, why did the game just stop working? Please no. This demo is really bad at Pac-Man. They can't even get out of the first level. It's like the Windows 95 maze. I have to make sure to hard reset the game. That's an important aspect of this. Like it just is unselectable. They just tease you. Oh, we got GG's. I need to get out of the break here. I'm not logged into anything, which is making me see the commercial. Notes that I need for this are over here. Which I will not be able to see. And that explains why the other notes are on the other side. On Twitch. Please load. Please load Twitch. Can you do this? Alright, cool. Want a detailed outline on my desk, 9 AM. Gorowase. Should have reloaded my browser. Congratulations on 88th place. Right now I just have the chat, nothing else. Uh-oh. I think the bumper's up. I'm still stuck in an ad.
What's up, Iggy?
Hey, Junkyard Dave, how you doing?
Pretty tired.
I
Pretty
can
good.
imagine. I'm not logged into Twitch. I'm assuming Barney just ended.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, you're on the bumper.
I mean, yeah, this is... Yeah, this is all totally okay if you want to do it through here.
Either way works. I just didn't. I figured if I didn't think about how you were doing it, so I'm just not gonna touch anything, and we're just gonna roll with this. The one thing that'll have to happen though between games is I have to switch to Misan. I've switched emulators for the other game. But other than that, it basically however you're doing it'll basically be exactly the same. But if you were capturing it from OBS, which you're not, it might slightly move. It's the same layout though.
Yeah, no worries. Ideally, because like the way that I set it up, I don't know if you're like familiar with Sammy, but that's what I kept mentioning like a couple times now.
Oh, okay. I'm not
Like-
familiar with Sammy.
Okay, yeah, basically it's just like this kind of like advanced chatbot. If you've ever like been in a mods chat, he's a really good example. I don't know if you follow a mod or not, but
No.
he's got like a billion different redemptions, and you can use it in, you know, kind of like the, hey, it's a redemption kind of thing. But like I have Sammy set up and I coded it myself that if I transition, it automatically changes the scenes for the next runner in the background. And
Oh.
then when I switch it back, it automatically changes the up next. So that's why I kept telling people like it just helps with Sammy. But then on top of that too, it automatically records the VODs and then cuts the VODs and resets the timer. So like I don't have to do any of that stuff.
That's
But
crazy good.
if I, yeah, and I mean, like I did it all myself. But the downside is if I skip something in the queue, then it gets messed up because I did something manually, right?
Oh, okay.
So
It-
even if you don't need a break, like going back and then coming back, it's just it keeps
I
everything.
understood that immediately because we've done like not professional. What do you call it? Like there's basically a tool like a TV show would use or something, and that lets you like drag and drop all kinds of stuff like what a AV desk would use. And I didn't know how sophisticated it was, but all of them basically you have to do what you're doing. So it's like, well, okay. I knew it was going on. I just never used that particular tool. Cool.
Yeah, Sammy is a lot to learn, but the good part about it is you remove all third-party dependencies. It's like you don't have to use Triggerfire, Streamlabs, like Stream Elements, like none of that stuff.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah.
And you like all the alerts, like if you're obviously around and you see like an alert, like I made the alert myself in Sammy, so it's not anywhere that's hosted, it's all local, which is super useful. Because nothing ever, like, you know, there's been times where you see people streaming and it's like, well, I don't know why that alert doesn't work, and like Triggerfire is down, but like there's no way for Sammy to like not work unless you just close it. So because it all links up with OBS, or I guess if there's some OBS issue, but
Neat.
yeah, super useful. Would recommend if you ever stream regularly or whatever.
When I'm not dealing with everything else and we're dealing with a marathon here. I'll check it out.
yeah. Nah, I mean, like, I hope that all lines up for you just in general. But,
yeah, I'm going to give a little spiel, but not particularly long. But I figured I might as well share it again and put it in your general after this.
Yeah, no worries. I don't mind that. And in general, if you're good, I'm good.
Yeah,
all
I'm
I
ready.
need is like the background.
You just give me the word. I got the chat up, and I'm a little bit at the top. It's Pac-Mania. There is a timer offset. Don't worry. I'm not going to worry about it because the run would have to be.
I got it.
It's minus 11 seconds.
Sure. 11 flat.
Yeah. Don't ask me how we got it. But so when I on the stage select, when I hit go picking the stage, that's when you hit it, and that's why it's 11 seconds. It's like Mario, like there's a delay between the game actually starting from when it like it'll make sense, and if it's off, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, just tell me, like I'll be here and I can hear everything. I just want to obviously be talking.
Oh,
so
gotcha.
Just say like I'll mute like on my side so you don't hear, you know, like keyboard noises or whatever, right? But,
sure.
Otherwise, like I hear everything you're saying, so just count down. But I have it offset to 11, so.
All right. I'm
cool.
Just give me the go ahead. Let me know.
Cool. Good luck. I will swap you now, and then I can tell you. I will mute myself. You're probably live in like 2 seconds.
Hey, folks. I'm Iggy, also known as Iggy Dota on Twitch. Thanks to Junkyard Dave for running the wonderful event. We're here on the last day. Today we're going to have some Pac-Mania for you and some Bokozuka Wars. Before we jump into this, I have a quick announcement. Many of you know that I'm looking for a new living kidney transplant donor. I have donor lined up. We were ready to do the whole thing, and they had to drop out last minute when we went to schedule the surgery, which is just absolutely mind-crushingly terrible. So I'm trying to find a new donor in quick order, so like basically bad stuff doesn't happen, including death. So in short, it's just a genetic problem known as polycystic kidney disease. Basically, my kidneys are being taken over by cysts, which is terrible, and it feels terrible. But anywho, the good news is, assuming I can get a living donor and we kind of get a new one lined up in kind of short order, which it takes a few months to work up a new donor and get them all cleared, because they only take it if they're safe and stuff. And all that good stuff. They expect everything to go great, and I'll feel great, awesome afterwards. So if you're interested in helping or would be kind enough to share it around your various communities, whether it be in Discord, whatever, the website is iggyland.org. It contains all the information you need to donate. It has the phone number and a form. You just need my legal name or Iggy. It's all on the site at the very top, as well as a whole explanation of how we got here. And the key things to know is if you're interested in helping out, it's literally like a phone call to get started. You can learn a whole heck of a lot more about the process as it goes. My socials are Iggy Dinosaur. I'm in Junkyard's Discord and stuff. Feel free to reach out if you have any kind of questions. I know a friend who's done the whole donor process, can talk you through the whole thing and everything they went through with it. With that said, thank you very much. Here we go. It is time for everyone's favorite Pac-Mania. Let me reset the game so we don't mess up any of the beautiful RNG here. So this one is 4 distinct levels. It's a little bit different than Pac-Man and Junkyard Dave. We're gonna hit go now. So we're gonna have fun with Pac-Man. We're going to Blocktown. Now, Pac-Man's got some new friends in this game. He's got some new ghost friends. There's a whole bunch of them, and we'll meet them as we go along. But the first level's pretty standard. We kind of got Lego bricks going on. And of course, this game being made a little bit after Pac-Man, we have this... We have to use the third dimension, which means we can now jump over ghosts, which is hair-raising, because that one was really easy to jump. But as the game goes on, the AI, this purple one, which we're really not sure what the name is, because Namco kind of just decided to just kind of... All the ghosts are just ghosts now, and the names keep changing. I suppose they're called Sue, but I guess in one version they're orange. I don't know. But as you see, this is the key to being fast at this game is to eat all the dots with as little time as possible that you're kind of wasting doing anything else. And it's pretty much your typical Pac-Man rules. There we go, that's the end of the first level. We buffer A going to the next level. Sorry you don't get the cinematics. What was that? There was one earlier. I want to say it was the Wario game. Just all the cool stuff you don't get to see. Besides the game. So there's some new power-ups in this. You have the typical fruit. One of the... make sure I get the right pattern here. So we're doing all this basically on patterns. So there's 2 loops to the game. And right from the get-go, we're going to get the powerful new item that we use to break the game, which is the green dot. I guess it's the green power pill? I don't even know, man. I just work here. I'm just a Pac-Man eating dots. Patterns are weird here. Alright. So, the green dot gives us infinitely until we lose our guy, super speed, or if we hit a power pill and the power pill time expires, and those of you that know Pac-Man, as you go through levels, the time that the power pill lasts, these big dots, the time that the ghosts stay blue becomes less and less. So we'll be able to abuse this less and less as the game goes on. We get 2 boards here. The game actually likes to buffer your jumps. So if you hold the A button, or the A button, whichever one it is, maybe they both jump. I think I just hit the one. Anywho, it'll buffer the jump, and then you jump at the start and you mess everything up. We're going to get a cool swag jump here in a second. Double swag jump over our purple friend here. So you'll see that on these first few boards we go around and basically chew up all the dots that we can without wasting the power pill. We don't want to lose our speed, basically. And because the power pill doesn't last as long on this level, we have to make sure that we don't have any kind of excess. I'm just going to eat this one. The pattern's a little bit off, so just for safety reasons and to not lose the speed altogether, and just eat those couple ghosts. But you see, we have just enough time to do that, and thankfully that level's over. Hold A, and then press. And now we're on this pyramid level, which is usually the level... there's 2 loops to the game, as I said. We'll end up coming back here. And when we do, basically everything's going to be super fast. And this is usually when people lose the game, if they manage to get that far. We totally messed up this pattern. We're just going to kind of do the safe route here, just kind of cleaning up everything. There's our green dot, which we do want. Now, the dots, all of the green dots, red dots, fruits, whatever, they all appear on the same pattern. Oh man, I kind of wasted that, didn't I? Oh, I messed it up. Alright, so... what was I going to say? So... Sorry, making sure we actually can get this pattern back before we deal with the jumping ghost. So one thing that's added on these pyramid levels that makes it so difficult is the green guys actually jump when you jump. And some people, I guess, when you originally rent this game, it's like, man, it's impossible, because basically the sort of the attack strategy of the ghost is they're going to come after you with the purple guy, whose AI is basically just come right at you. This is a total mess. But let's just get it done. Whereas the green guys kind of like, they kind of go the corner around and then try to surprise you around a corner. So the purple guy is the one that generally runs you into trouble, and they also are the fastest. And you'll notice that now that we're on the 5th stage, this purple guy is all of a sudden faster than us. We get a little bit of distance if we kind of cut the corners, because the game lets you buffer that. You can kind of cut the corners like you can in the regular Pac-Man original. And that gets you a little bit of separation, but the purple's going to get so fast that basically your only option is to kind of abuse the jump. And then the problem is making sure you always have enough separation between yourself, the green ones, and then eventually we get the black ghosts that jump just a little bit higher. You see we actually jumped over one of the green ones there. If you jump and basically if you just come right across the apex of your jump, right at the top of it, you can cross the green ones safely. Alright, so now we get to go to jungly steps, which you aren't allowed to pick at the start of the game. Because they said it's unselectable, which is like really rude because some kid probably rented this, wasn't very good at the game. Because I mean that level gets a little bit difficult. You know, some little kid they got their parents got them Barney, now they got them this, and they're just not you're just not allowed, man. You're not allowed to play jungly steps. It's not safe for the kids. So anywho, so this is the biggest level, and it has, you'll notice that the AI gets a little bit tricky here because the AI for the ghosts is they kind of only have a couple different actions. They all have different algorithms, as we discussed, and many of them are basically pointless because they're just kind of more or less randomly meandering around. But the green guys basically try to surround you. The purple ones come right at you, and anytime you jump over them, the purple one kind of just knows where you are most of the time. So he's just going to immediately turn around, right? You see the green one's kind of split up there to try to get to us. So we're just going to get away here. This power pill's gone. This is a little bit crazy. We're going to let these two greens gather together. Kind of showing off a little bit more of this than we want to. The level should be over. we got. I call them singletons. Basically, you don't ever want to leave a dot anywhere on this level because you have to kind of come back and get it. All right, so we got one more board here. It's the same pattern every time on this level. If you find a good pattern, you can basically use it the whole time. Now we've added the black one, which is, like I said, it's pretty much just like the green one, except he kind of ends up in nowhere land. Like the only time, the only way he's ever going to get to you is if you end up on the opposite side of the board, and that's sort of the strategy on this level. Is purple is basically always going to be chasing you. It's sort of like Alec Baldwin and Glengarry Ross. It's, you know, he's always going to be chasing, always chasing. No coffee for closers. So we kind of get things to calm down a little bit here with the power pill, and you kind of just want to. The further separation you get from purple, kind of the more time you have to do stuff. We're going to die there. My input said no. That gives us a quick reset. So normally out of the corral, the Stark purple is going to come down the left-hand side. And that kind of gives us a better separation than us just kind of running around cleaning up anyways. Alright, this, I think we left a couple. Singletons are really, really tough to... You never want to leave them because it wastes a lot of your time. And we kind of left the whole mess here when we kind of didn't turn right, and it kind of... You can full manip this entire game, but anytime you make a mistake, of course, it's going to throw everything off. And if you get all the ghosts on the screen at the same time, the game also lags. Got a little bit of lag there, and I got scurred. There we go. All right. So now we get to go to the. So that I don't know for. It is definitely completely seated until you get to the second cycle. Dying, of course, messes it up. But yeah, I mean, if you had a perfect pattern, you'd be able to run the whole game. And kind of throwing some commentary in there and stuff, I'm missing a couple spots. We didn't talk about Red Dot. Red Dot's a power pill that lasts exactly as long as it just looked there. You always get that length of it. And it not only turns them all temporarily in power pill state, it also X4s their scores. So you can very quickly get to the maximum score on eating a ghost of 7650, which is a Garawasi or something. So Namco made this game, or the original one in the arcade, and I guess it's a running joke because the kanji or whatever for it, the Japanese characters, it's sort of a word. Basically, in English, we'd call it a wordplay, and it looks very close to their logo because of the way the shape of the kanji looks. The other thing that happens when we pick up, we can still get the green dot. You're going to see it on this last level here. You're going to notice that the game kind of, like we saw that lag at the end of that Jungly Steps level. You're going to see Pac-Man kind of like, usually we jump in the air, but basically the dots, when we're picking them up, won't match the character sprite. In fact, let's make sure we grab it. And the game just kind of, like, the game is having trouble. Well, I jumped. I wanted to kind of show it, because we actually didn't have a lot of ghosts on screen. But the game starts to have some issues. Just because of I don't know, it's too many ghosts at once. I don't know. We'll see it again in the next level as well. So this time in the second loop, you basically always have permanent green speed. And on top of that, if you pick up the green dot, you get like 3x speed. I don't even know. I've never measured it, but you definitely want it. And the problem is of course, the Power Pill doesn't last as long. So, and oh yeah, we didn't talk about this. So these, you see how quickly the fruit targets and things are appearing when it tells you. It's after a certain percentage of the dots have been eaten on the board. So you could literally be 1 dot away, lose a guy, and then it'll appear on the next dot that you get. It's like remembered between it. It's just a state. It's just the board state. They spawn after so many. In this case, if it's like on the same frame that you eat the final dot as you're about to get touched, you win the level. The tie goes to the runner. There's your obligatory baseball reference. Here's a green dot. You just saw all of them just... Whoops, I did not mean to go there. My controller said no. It is so fast. But here we're just going to try to clean up as many of the kind of all over the place dots that we can that aren't really right around the power pills, but now we're kind of constrained because we have to get the power pills. So in pretty much all the Pac-Mans that I know, there is an artificial intelligence pattern. We talked about the patterns. Well, so they follow you, and they basically, you think they can only turn when they reach one of the corners, right? Well, there's 2 times in the game where they're allowed to turn about face when they don't have a corner, so to speak. One is programmed into the game as a flat number. It's not random. A certain number of seconds into every level, the ghosts will all literally turn 180 and go the other way as if a power pill was eaten. And I forget the exact number, but let's say that happens at 5, 10, and 20 seconds in the original Pac-Man game. There you go. You're gonna get some. There you go. You get some lag dots. There was a lag dot. You know, let's just get rid of purple here. See, I'm just getting some separation here. Well, I thought I had some separation. You also notice that the green guys don't jump. But yeah, so they about face then, and you can also use the power pills to make them turn around the same way. It just happens immediately when the power pill is eaten. So that's one thing to consider in some of your patterns is you're going to see purple here flip. There you go. Just don't want to leave any singletons there. Sometimes so this game also featured a number of different, like I think it was a Galaga guy, that ship or whatever. There's different Namco properties that are featured as some of the replacement fruits. So again, we get 3 boards of this, and this is pretty much where I would say most average players. You do get a few continues and stuff if you so need them, but this is kind of the level because of how small the arena. Oops, didn't let me jump. For how small the arena is, they like to. They kind of get you. The purple one, as you saw there, like I couldn't make a turn fast enough, and it just got me. And if you use a little bit of fancy driving, you can kind of find your way through it. There's a little slag jump, another slag jump. Well, there's no way you can even get close to world record with in its current state. Like the 2 of us that were doing it, you pretty much need to not. Whoops, I just kind of touch to the jump button. You'd never. Yeah, this one's a pretty good one to learn to 1 credit though. It's also a little bit odd because I don't know if this is like revenge from the people that learned all the 9-key strats and stuff for the original Pac-Man. I'm not really sure, but like a lot of like the only whoops, I saw the green dot and I'm like, oh, let's get it, and then the green guy is right there. Color blindness does not help players in this game. I'm having too much fun. But I think the fact that this one only has 19 levels may be revenge because they wanted to make sure you couldn't get more than 19 levels out of your quarter. Like this guy, man, he's been here like 3 hours at this arcade. This is one-man Sam, they call him. get rid of him. Purple's doing a... So, oh, the other thing that happens if you have to use a credit... Really? Watch him turn around. I already got this. Alright, we're on to Jungly Steps. So we have a couple dudes left. So, if you manage to run out of guys and you have to use one of your continues... one of the issues that happens is like, let's say we get to the very last dot on this board and we lose 3 guys. We would actually have to redo the entire board. So you generally don't want to ever have to use a continue. And for whatever reason, they only allowed you to have like 1 extra man on this. Oh, changed on the dot on me. I'm not aware of anyone having a pattern, really, for this last one. We have a kind of a good pattern for the first part of it, and then it's kind of going too fast, and Purple Guy, if you don't do something exactly the same, and obviously it's not a perfectly exact science. We call it the break, or I call it the break. It's not pool, but you get the idea. Like, you can get a good start, and that usually helps you get through the rest of the level. So now we get to do this again, and let's actually do one of the better patterns. And then the last level will show you a different pattern. See, it's really all about getting a lot of separation from purple, and those green guys, when they show up, you kind of have to have a plan. And if they're together, it works a lot better, because if they split, you see we kind of got, like, at best, you know, a four-way intersection, right? So green coming from, you know, both sides, and then purple coming right at you is going to be a bad time. We got some singletons over there, but there's a lot of traffic, so we're just going to go get this guy. I might get hit here. Nope, we didn't get hit. I saved all the swag for the very end. I had to warm up. Got everything there. We got purple over there. Purple is pretty easy to deflect. It's really just everybody else that gets involved. There we go. All right, one more board, and then we win. And time stops, of course, on the last dot. I was going to show you the other pattern. I didn't. My apologies. We left a singleton there because the speeds are different. That's why I was going to show the other pattern, which basically just comes down here. So you always have to be careful of purple. Let's just get out of there. It's a good idea to just get away from there. We grab this red dot because it just kind of keeps them all corralled away from us off screen. As far as I know, everything in this game is still calculating. I don't think anything does anything weird when they're off screen. But they, you know, because of how far they're away, their algorithm may dictate that they do something a little bit differently. Because of how many they don't have to make one decision on a depth or breadth first search to figure out where they're going. Whoops. And there you go. Time. We're a super pack maniac. It's fun playing with you. Hope we, you know, be seeing you. Thank you. And Westwood Associates made this game, and then they put in a initial screen, and unfortunately, you don't get anything else. All right. So in a moment here, thanks for the GGs. We're gonna switch on over to the perennial favorite, the game that I don't know what's about to happen, Bokozuka Wars. Yes, you can jump the Black Ghost. You can jump all of them. It's even more precise than the green ones. And
oh, sorry. I was literally waiting for.
Yep.
I was waiting for like some kind of buy or something. That's
I'm
okay.
sorry about that. I was just about to ask you. I was going to switch over. All right, let's switch over to. Oh.
Yeah, no worries. It didn't help the last second question from Willow.
Yeah,
like,
I saw that. And I was like, oh wait, I'll answer it. Yeah, I should have given an outro. My apologies.
No, it's fine.
I'm finding the correct emulator, Nissan. So for this,
probably.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, go.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say nothing useful. I was going to just say that I like how everybody pronounces this one differently, because I heard Misan, Messin, Mezzin.
Oh. Like, don't you tell me I don't know how to pronounce Bokozuka Wars. That was all I was worried about. All right.
No.
Let me get my other notes up here. Oh,
Yeah, this one I saw Luca run a long time ago, and it seems impossible.
It's destroyed. We have it scheduled for like 10 minutes. Basically, my goal is we're going to get as far as we can on the full minute run. I have a couple save states to just show what the end of the game looks like if we run into a disaster, because the entire game has to be frame perfect for to actually get the answer. I have to share this in Discord, and then we should be good. But just for the sake of time, I didn't want to say, let's do this for a half an hour and be done in 5 minutes. That would be a bad idea.
Actually, we're starting to do that actually today too, where people are finishing mostly under estimate, and then with the swaps and Sammy and stuff like that, it's like catching up. So we're pretty ahead, I think, at this point, or getting ahead.
Still, so I'm going to give it a few attempts, and I have a save state at 300 and a save state at 100, and we'll put it out of its misery if this the game is so laggy.
Yeah, I've actually played this one amazingly. But yeah, I have played this one in the sense, like, Luca wrote me into it, and I never should have listened to him.
Yogi made sure to just end it for everybody, and then I went back and improved it, and it's pretty much me and him are probably the only two people that care. I do this little bit of background, and that's about it. Whenever you're ready, I'm ready.
Sure. Yep, I can do that again, and I can swap you again. So. Oh yeah,
time starts. Sorry, time starts when I'm going to be holding start and powering the system on. So you're just going to get my message. The timer is negative 2.83 seconds. You can just put like -3. It doesn't matter.
It's okay. Got it.
Minus 2.83. It should be right.
Got it. It shows up as 2.8, but it's 2.83.
That's fine.
I don't have the other hundredth.
If we get it correct, it's going to be exactly the same time, and if we don't get it, it doesn't. It's nothing. I think the time is 6:03 is the whole game.
Sure.
Alrighty. Oh no.
Okay. Good luck.
Thank you.
I believe this will go perfectly fine.
Oh
no. Yeah, I'll swap you, and then again, you're probably alive in a couple of seconds here. So.
Thank you.
Good luck.
All right. Hello. It is time once again for the perennial favorite, Bokozuka Wars. For those of you that have no idea what this game is, we're apparently King Seren. This is King Seren. We're going all the way to the left of the screen, fighting a King Ogreth. Evil King Ogreth has decimated King Seren's military. He turned some of his men into trees and rocks. Now King Seren must gather his remaining troops and launch an attack to save his kingdom. At the top, you have your king. There's warriors and soldiers, or knights and soldiers, and you'll never see any of them in the game besides that graphic because we're only going to use the king and we're only doing the first loop of the game. This game won an award because it went from right to left. The reason I'm talking so much is because the entire game is a full manip run thanks to Yogi Debunk and myself. Yogi made sure to ruin this game for everybody else, and I'm here to ruin it for you too. This was originally on the Sharp X1 in 1983 by Rasho, and in the manual is the music. If you want this music, it's actually in the manual, the sheet music and all. All right, so we're going to take it from there. It is I'm going to hold start. Anything else I need to say? I don't think so. Basically, it's a full manip run, and we need the board. The board is actually randomized, and all that stuff. So here we go. Power cycle now. So we go to the left. Our king has a certain number of... all the game is coin flips. When you walk into an enemy, you fight them. That's it. There are no lives, there are no continues, there's no nothing. When you lose, you lose. And the game makes sure you know it. Hopefully we're not here all day. I fully envision while trying to commentate on this that it's going to get messed up. So we have a couple backups just so that this Dave can go to bed at some point in next year. But the game is dispersed into 6 segments. Yeah, the you lose screen is fantastic. So we beat the first segment. It's just a bunch of little dudes. They're actually quite easy to beat, but for whatever reason, the RNG in this game doesn't work correctly. Or rather, it's sort of like Final Fantasy, like it ends up in bunches. So far, we're doing great. If we can get to where the first save state is, I feel this is a success. All right, we have made it to 400, and basically the first manip here. You see these little prisons below us? You can get a knight from walking into a tree, and when you do that, you can use them to bust down the gates. The game basically runs at 6 FPS. If it looks like it's a laggy game, insert however you wish to acknowledge that. Yes, it is very, very laggy. And we're basically entering the inputs prior to the point at which we would like to move them. Because if we don't, we basically bonk like Zelda style, and it's no good. I feel very good right now that we made it to 300. There's one swag move here that we have to do. It's coming right here. Oh no, the game just said no. Good news, we can load from right here. I don't know why that I've been having issues with my controller. But all right, so we made it to 300. Pretend that nothing bad happened. We're just gonna load the state right here. There we go. It's exactly as planned. So we're manipulating all of the randomness of the game. So all of these combats, we know we're going to win, because if we were to lose any of these combats because we're using our king instead of any found dudes, oh my goodness. Let's try that again. Basically, this is the segment of the game where king only basically goes really, really bad. These yellow knights have a score of 100, but in the game's code, it's really just 10. All the zeros are dropped. It's basically, our king is now 30, and theirs is 10. And it's a weighted coin flip, right? So 30 versus 10, there's 40, 40 rolls on the die. Whatever rolls, whoever wins, they're removed from play. The other neat thing about this game is that it's really meant to be like a strategy war game. It's actually pretty neat. Like if you tried to play this honestly, it's actually pretty cool. When I say I mean, you get what I'm saying. You're supposed to get the guys out of the trees and then use those instead of you. You're really not supposed to be using your king on everything, but your king is the strongest unit, particularly in the first cycle of the game. Now we get to go to Yogi DeMonk's favorite spot, Arizona, and I went the wrong way, so we're gonna have to reload. Maybe we'll get to 100 and then we'll reload. This is another segment that's very similar to the first segment. These purple guys basically run at you, but they don't actually fight you unless you choose to. And then we'll have these little warrior guys that seem to have like bows and arrows. Now, normally if we had the manip correct, none of these, we would never fight any of these enemies. They basically all get corralled, and then we come all the way down and we go across. And everyone that knows this game knows the song too. Bokozoo, Bokozoo, Bokozooka. Bokozooka, Bokozooka Wars. So we work our way to 100. This is, I guess I'll show you the. Now we should just load it with the correct things. We made it through all the actually hard parts. I just had eaten inputs. So now we go into the castle. This is King Ogress Castle, which they made sure that you now actually have to take fights. And when we see loop 2 of the game, there are mines, and that entrance is mined. The king cannot beat any mines or anything like that. They just immediately lose. These gold knights are basically the bane of anyone who's just trying to win this randomly by just using the king. The next worst enemy are these green shoguns, I think they're called. There's a whole site that apparently has the history of Bokozuka Wars. That's where I learned all of this. But the green guys have 250, except if you use the little warrior guys. The little warrior guys are pretty weak on power. They start with 30 or 3 power. But when they fight the green guys, they basically know their weakness and turn the green guys into, instead of having 250, they have 10 or 1. So they become the weakest possible unit. And that's something you kind of need to abuse later if you were to play this beyond one loop, because it's very, very risky running in here. The other weird thing about this game is that it appears that the entirety of the game is being calculated from the beginning. So like all this, like the further out stuff is, even if it's off screen, it's still being used. Like you can actually walk units very, very, very deep. And here is King Ogreth with his wand and his crown, and just like that, bravo, you win. And he's now running away, and now we get the massive sprite with the baton and a pendant. You know, we won the big game. I don't know, but there you go. That is Bokozuka Wars. You know, that's the great meme run of them all. And then just to kill us off here, I don't think I'm going to get a tree that. Yeah, bravo, you win, and wow, you lose. So these are the mines, and they guard the entrance to the castle, and they're also everywhere. And there are actually 6 unique levels to the game. And if you walk on the mine with the king, you just like anything else, you just lose, and that's just it. So GG's, thank you very much for having me, Junkyard Dave. I have too many screens up, so I can't. We have another game coming up next. I'll be back a little bit later with another perennial favorite, Yonoid. Check out iggyland.org, help me find a kidney and all that. Thanks, Dave, for running the event, and I'll throw it back to you, Dave. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm actually surprised. Like, do you think you could have done that without save states, or
Yes.
too tricky?
The kidney
You
stuff,
can. It's
I am just destroyed.
Yeah, no, I get that. But like the